What is good, everybody? Welcome to the stream. Today, I think we're just doing a little bit of a mix of stuff. Probably going to do some live test hands, just because I haven't touched my cards in a few days, and then probably going to do some grinding on Omega. I want to definitely touch base on, like, the Dragon Ruler list. I want to definitely touch base on Mermail, because I don't get to play at locals this Saturday, but I get to play at, we have, like, Saturday Night Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's, like, testing more so. There's not a tournament, but players come together, and hopefully by then I'm gonna try and get and build like a top-down rig. Hopefully by then I'll be able to do like some top-down, you know, like some top-down shots going on. But yeah, I got some interesting feedback. Actually, I watched a few videos while I was at work, showing like playing the field spell, which I think is another way to, like, this deck can beat Nib, and that's like what I'm trying to get after. Is I want this deck to beat the Biru. Hi, new to Sword Soul. Oh, new to Sword Soul player. My question is, what is the best option to play the deck? Board breakers or hand traps? Man, so Sword Soul is actually in a very particular spot. I haven't touched Sword Soul since I played with the new support. Actually, funny story is I maxed out the Sword Soul deck, and then I haven't touched it since. Sword Soul's in a difficult spot, right? Because you don't have a lot of non-engine, because the tinny stuff takes up your non-engine, right? It takes up a lot more. It requires you to play a little bit more names. So arguably, I would say like the best strategy for it's board breakers, but board breakers feel bad, and board breakers, I mean, like, you almost always have to play Ash. Ash, just regardless of what version you're going to play, you have to play like Ash, because you got to check the Chamis, you know. So you almost, like, it's like a difficult decision, I guess, for your list, because not every list is going to be roughly the same. Like, how many spots do you have free for non-engine, and then you need to decide, like, from that moment on, because despite the common belief, Tenyi has like a really good job at breaking boards. I've not tested the Ryugi with Sword Soul. No, I've not. I have not done that. I've not tested that. Not for any particular reason, I just don't have the Ryugi cards. And I really wish that deck was self-sufficient by itself. Ryugi stuff being, like, low-key like, based off Pokemon like Arceus or Quasi Groudon, Kyogre. Like, I really wish it was self-sufficient. And then now they have, like, Giratina. Kind of wild. Kind of wild. But yeah, so I need to try and pick up the field spell. And I need to try and see if I can fit in, like, so my extra deck, I need to fit in, I think, the big guy. So I, like, needed, like, this is, like, what's mandatory, in my opinion. I don't even think, like, this is mandatory. Debatable, but, I mean, like, you don't... Bestial Dispatcher's, like, one of those weird cards where it's, like, I feel like I don't need it, but then as soon as I don't need it, it comes up as being needed. Really helps the deck. I think it would help Sword Soul a lot. Right, but what do you think of the new Jirac stuff? So, like, yeah, like, here's the list. You have, like, 2 free spots, so I feel like you should play, like, Big Dragon and maybe, like, Black Rose, maybe. Maybe that's the correct way. I don't like Typhon. Typhon just feels like I'm losing more type of card. But maybe this should be, like, Black Rose and the Sengen guy. The big giant dragon. Not Let Me Borrow Friend Dragon, but the other one. I have him. He's just in my backpack somewhere. So, yeah. New Jirac is crazy cool. It just feels like it helps the deck. Like, it's probably like a combo deck that I should probably put on my list to pick up. But yeah, everything else in here is just kind of necessary. Like, all these feel like standard. You could probably get away with not playing Disaster, but Disaster is such a blowout turn 3 that I feel like, unless you're playing Mitsurugi, because Mitsurugi do have, like, the searchable kaiju. Pure Mitsurugi. I learned that the hard way, so, like, that's pretty cool. But then you have spots here for, like, Black Rose and the new Sengen card, which I think might be necessary. But, yeah. Nats is creeping up on us here we're more than halfway through May, so then, like, Nats is creeping up. We just got 1 month, so I've been trying to figure out what to play. And I've been seeing some Dragon Ruler list top, so I'm like, I really do have, like, a lot of options. Like, I could, like, put together Vanquish Soul, and then just scramble to get the new support. I could put together... I'm going to turn down my volume just a little bit here. I could scramble, and I could... I don't even have to scramble. I have, like, Infernoble that I think... I'm still... I have my heart set on that Flame Swordsman card. I think I'm really pretty pumped. I did, yeah, I did. I didn't play it during Thunder Dragon format. I had a list built that because it was really good because like during Thunder Dragon format you could set up Custonin and spin back Colossus. So I did, yeah. And in fact, I saw this crazy list, crazy combo on a video because I was looking up DDD stuff and it showed like a mix between OG Nobles and Infernobles, and the starter was Midrot plus an equip, and it like went into like this Chorozo and like did like these crazy combos. How are you feeling about Dragon Rules? I like the deck. I think this deck has a lot of depth to it. It's just, I think there's collateral damage right now that exists. You know, like, as long as Malice exists, Lancia, Chaos Hunters, like, there's just collateral damage that exists, but the deck is a lot better than I thought, because when I first tested this deck, when the support was just revealed, it was not that great, I felt like. But I felt like I was also struggling with how to play the deck. So, like, now that that's changed, I think that this deck has, like, a lot of lines of play. Truly, I feel like it does. So, like, Dragon Rulers, like, we'll just run, like, haven't been gone for, like, 3 days for work. Haven't run through, got a lot of time to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! Not gonna get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! This week till Saturday. So, like, just run through some test hands, you know, feel it out. Maybe do some Omega to grind a little bit. Do this to sum out Redux. This list right here, this, like, actual list I have is not correct. It's like 44 cards, and actually I want to cut it down to 42. I play 3 of the big names. I want to cut down all the big names except for Blaster, and then I want to incorporate the field spell. I think that's it. Just incorporate the field spell. I think that's all I want to do is incorporate the big field spell. I think that's it, yeah. But summon out Redox. Then we can go ahead and go Tempest. Sucks getting Goliath, because this should be Drago. And I need to get Draco and the Tempai field spell. I'm not a big fan of Romulus into Dragon Ravine lines, because I feel like Ravine is like a little bit win more. I do think there's like potential combos, but yeah. How's vacation, brother? Wish you happy birthday and wish you nothing but the best. Thank you, my man. The vacation was good. It was kind of a crazy week, so I had like almost like a, what is it, like 12-day vacation, I feel like, but I had like had to work 1 day between it all, so I had like 6 off. No, it was 9 days, excuse me. 6 off, worked 1 day, and had 3 off. But it was pretty good, man. Let's see here. I think the first day, me and my boys, we went to Denver, Colorado, got some hot pot. We hit a bunch of stores that we normally go to. And then after that, the next day I drove to Deadwood, South Dakota for a company like get together for work and everything. And then literally 1 day off. So drove back from South Dakota, 1 day off. Then me and the girlfriend went to Devil's Tower. And then we drove back, and then I think I was off 1 day, then had that 1 day for work, and then was off 3. So it was kind of hectic. Shark Rise, you'll post ban list, and it's still good going strong. Thank you, my man. Good. Yeah, Shark was like one of those decks that, like, it sucks that Bahamut got hit for like the sins of Ryzeal and Mermail in a way, because it's like definitely, you know, like Toad is like an issue, and then you have these decks that are using it, and it's like the deck that benefits it from the most is probably arguably the weakest out of the 3, and it suffers the most from the hit because Mermail's like branched off and does like, you know, the statue stuff. Ryzeal still does Ryzeal stuff, and Ryzeal just now is, if you play pure Ryzeal, I think you're playing, like, it's kind of crazy to think that pure Ryzeal is probably the worst variant of Ryzeal, even though it's still good, don't get me wrong, but just consistency is a big key there. But yeah, we managed those 2 summon this, and I feel like we overlay here for good old Chasma. Chasma, we haven't used Redox, so the detach to send Tempest to add. What? How you doing, my man? How you doing? Tempest adds this Dora. And I've even thought about, so like I've seen some lists, there's a top 16 list of Dragon Rolls that cut Dora, and they were playing more Pedro or Pydra. And they, I just don't think, I think Dora gives you the extra body, which allows you to climb farther than what Pedro does. But Pedro is really cool because he's better going second, because he normal summons and he quick sinks during the battle phase, whereas this doesn't do anything. So, you take a look at, yeah, man, go ahead. We'll actually, if you send it, we can take a look at it, and we'll just go over here on stream. I like sharks. I like how the deck like ended on shark monsters, which was like one of my favorite things. So we had Doradora, normal Doradora, effective Doradora. We get to add Genroku. Special Genroku. Synchro Shogun here into the Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe effect to Reborn. Effect of this, go into Pedro. And then see, like, this is where you potentially could grab there's like different lines you could potentially do. This right here could grab you the field spell, use the field spell effect. Search out Genroku. If you hadn't already used it, but we'll just go Kaiman. And then it's just, we get to make a second. We don't have access to a light or dark, yeah. Dragon Rose is exactly what you wanted to see. Well, good deal, man. Good deal. I actually want to add a little bit deck changes, which I'll probably do on Omega, because I don't have the cards here with me. I got to pick them up. Put orders in, like Goliath should definitely be Light and Darkness Dragon. Or not Light and Darkness Dragon, excuse me. Quackimero Draco. I'm mixing them up because you can't summon Light or Dark, so I'm just woke up not too long ago, so I'm mixing them up. And then I want to try out, like, Kaiman, singing Summoning, and stuff like that. I want to try those out and try to do stuff there. Go Kaiman into the Chungus. Special out this. Synchro here for... Yeah, so I'm trying to buckle down, not nut down. Are you looking to do some remote duels? Actually, I would not be opposed to getting 1 or 2 in, actually. That'd be pretty sweet, yeah. And then, see, this is where we kind of struggle because we don't have a light or dark, I don't feel like. These both fires. Yeah, we don't have any light or darks to be able to fire off Magnamut here. So it's almost like... I feel kind of lackluster when you try to use Disaster to shuffle back, like, Pebbles, right? So, but I feel like you need to, so you get, like, the little name back into rotation. So you shuffle this back to summon out. So I just feel like then you're in on Redox and stuff like that, so it's, like, not a crazy board. And then, like, our board right here is really subpar in the sense it's just Chasma. Maybe I should have thought that. I don't think we had much of different options to do that, though. Actually, yeah, we did, because... So technically speaking, hypothetically, if Goliath was Quackimero Dragon, I think that's... Quackimero Dragon's a wind. Never mind. Never mind. I thought we had a line to go into Dispatter and then, like, bring back out the Quackimero, but since it's a wind, we couldn't do that because, yeah. Yeah, man, go and get set up. Don't do no rushes or anything like that, because that's still... No rush whatsoever. Ouch. Ugh. Just send me your Discord DM. Oh. No, just sent it to your Discord DM. Alright, let's go hop over and... Oh, sweet. Yep. Sweet, okay, let's... Okay, let's just go ahead and put this... Thank you, sir. We'll go ahead and throw it over here. Take a quick look at it. Okay, so this is Shark Ryziel. So you play the Thode. I don't remember this one's name, to be honest with you. But I know that it can special summon itself and like a boost attack, which is kind of crazy. And then the 1-star... then the double names, RIP, but then you play the Big Jaw, Servicing Big Jaws, which is wild, then this Shark Popular, and then Hand Trap Galore. Yeah, how do you feel about playing the 7th Ascension? Because I feel like 7th Ascension is like it's like a Droll running around, doesn't it just feel like... I mean, I understand for consistency, right? Because you want to see 7th Tachyon, but have you had the instance where you've gone 7th Ascension then got Drolled? One sad thing I'll see, I don't see the Dark Knight Lancer, sadly. Just really add Clam Ryziel. All the... Yeah, that's sad. The only thing I'm sad to see is I don't see the Dark Knight stuff. That was like the cool stuff I thought that Sharks was, you know, the Sharks could do was be able to make Dark Knight Lancers like their signature boss monster. Ouroboros for the hand rip. Are you able? Can you loop this card multiple times in Shark Ryziel, or is that only something that Heraldic Ryziel can do? Not really. It's rare too. It happened to me. So it's happened to you, but it's only happened every. I mean, like you can't. Yeah, you can't just base, you know, out of fear of like that one situation. I probably assume, you know, like when you know you're going into, if you know, it's like one of those things that they hard play droll and you end up getting smoked with it game 1. You know, there's not much. They got it, right? Whereas like game 2, you're more aware that if they didn't have it, it's going in. So you just got to sequence your turn. Only Heraldic Beast can do the whole Ouroboros loop. That's actually pretty cool. I think the Heraldic Beast. I've always liked Heraldic Beast and Heroic Challengers are my favorite Zexal era cards. And it's pretty cool that Heraldic Beast got such a really good support. In fact, I wonder if... So, I wonder if... Hear me out. If Heroic Challenger Ryziel would be a thing. Because, like, I know Heroic Challengers can end on... They can end on, going first, of course. They were like a rank 4 toolbox, but they used to be able to make Rongomniad, which was insane. Especially when Rongomniad was first out. It was Satellar Knights on that deck were the only decks that could facilitate it, which was pretty crazy. And, oh, Ignite. That was like Ignite's first wave of Ignite. That was their whole win condition. Number 4. Which one's number 4? Because I see Aggregator, Masquerade, Silent Honor Arc, Photon Blast Dragon, Ouroboros, Tornado Dragon, Baguska, Douglas the Watchless, Double Kraken. Oh, it's number 4. Okay, Kraken, yeah. So it's just like Kraken's just now the boss monster. Of this variant of the deck, it's just the boss monster. Well, I mean, I'm pretty... 43 cards isn't too terrible. Are both the traps here? Are they both Ryziel traps? Yeah, they're both Ryziel traps. Sweet. Yeah, Stealth Kraken. I forget that he's a number. I just call him Kraken. Yeah, I wonder if... That's going to be something interesting. I wonder if Heroic Ryziel would be something. Because I like the... Let's... You know what, chat? Let's see here. I'm very interested. Probably gonna get a remote duel in, actually. That's pretty cool, but let's see here. Heroic. Yeah, Heroic Challenger here. Well, I know Heroic Call, right? That's like their... Heroic Call special when one warrior monster from your hand or graveyard. Well, that's... Because, see, back in the day, it was like Double Lance, the Assault Harvard, but, like, I know there's like a Rhoda card. There is a Rhoda card. Morningstar is, like, insane. This card was actually kind of insane, too. You could just switch the defense and summon another one out. Where in the world? When this card is destroyed by opponent's monster by battle... There's like a Heroic Search card, too. Right here it is. Heroic Envoy, add 1 Heroic monster from your deck. Yeah, see, that's Rhoda for the deck. And I feel like it's almost like you gotta play 3. What's this guy do? If you control Heroic monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal special summon, you can target one other word monster you control with the level of that monster, or this card become the level. That's pretty wild. Gandava, this. So they used to be able to make Rongomniad, which was really cool. I think that's like literally all the good ones minus this, right? Heroic Envoy. Special summon 1 Heroic monster from your hand or graveyard, but you can special summon non-Heroic monsters by this effect. Can also... Oh, so it's just a free monster reborn for a warrior monster. That's pretty crazy. Gandava. Let's see here. I know we kind of went off directions here, chat. I'm sorry. But I'm just very curious because I think this archetype is like so cool. Like their artwork is like super sweet. That's just crazy. This guy can't summon himself out. So literally heroic challenge for Warhammer, but for a rank 4 deck, like you can't summon. It's crazy. Don't use level 1. This guy right here, the heroic challenger Knuckle Sword. If you control heroic challenger monster except level 1. Yeah, is there a restriction? You can target one other warrior monster you control. It isn't just free. It allows you to become level 4, level 1 as a free extender. John, I can't pronounce his name. The first time each warrior monster you control will be destroyed by battle card effect is not, you can only use the you attach two material from this card and then target one level 1/rank 4 warrior monster in your graveyard, special summon it. And if you do this card, X-Ryziel. Oh no, is X is that yeah, I was totally thinking these guys would have more restrictions than Ryziel. So you might be right there. Ryziel, yeah. You cannot special summon by today. You cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except rank 4 XYZ monsters. You can only special. If this card is a normal special summon, you can add, and you control only the face-up monsters except a level 4/rank 4. You can add one. Okay, so yeah, I do see your point here. Drumming Ender, yeah, because if you in certain situations, but like I don't feel like he conflicts because most of the time, right, you'll make him be a level 4. Right, like he'll be a level 4. I think we just go ahead and add. Just go ahead and add all these guys in here, right? Thank you, Gus. How you doing, my man? Well, I mean, like, even here. And then at this point, isn't it just literally... And then let's see here. Of the army, because we're playing warriors, then we need to play... 7th Tachyon. Right? Like this, because this card you just reveal Masquerena, right? Not Masquerena, Masquerade. I think he's 104. I thought he was 104. Masquerade. Yeah, because he's a pyro, right? No, he's a spellcaster. Wait a second. Because aren't these all pyro? Pyro, thunder. So what's the bridge with 7th Tachyon to get you to like pyro and stuff? Or 7th Tachyon not used to get you to bridge into like these? Is it used to bridge you into something else? Yo, Jose, how you doing, my man? Just went off, kind of started with Dragon Rulers, man, and now we're going off to experience, see if we can do anything with Ryziel Heroics. Kusanagi is such a cool card, but once we turn into a trap card, it should have been Speller Trap, but we hold that. Like I said, yeah, so it's take one. Yeah, I know what it does. I know you take one card from your deck, rank up magic or 7th. Oh, I added 7th Ascension. I didn't have 7th Tachyon anyway. Shame on me. There we go. Because you reveal a number XYZ and it becomes searchable. So that I know what this does. I'm just trying to think what is the number monster that we would use in this deck that gives you, because it isn't it you reveal the same type, right? Reveal one number XYZ monster from your extra deck that has a number between 101 and 107 in its name, and add one monster from your deck the same with same type or attribute. Okay, type or attribute. That's probably where well, number 104, I think I didn't even look at its attribute. Yu-Gi-Oh players can't read, man. It's a light. Oh, okay. Fair enough. So then you can literally add light. Well, yeah. But you're never going to add sword, right? I assume not. No, you're probably never going to add sword. But I mean, if you just shuffle, like, I mean, even Special search. I mean, because these it's crazy that this card's generic. So like immediately you're able to. Ooh, ouch, chat. Smoked my knee on my thing. My desk. Ow. Okay, so let's see. I mean, like this isn't. We've got like tons of space for non-engine. And giant hand for Earth. Oh, giant hand's also. Giant hand's kind of cool. It's kind of cool because he's, you know, he has utility. He's a negate too. Yeah, wild. Then I guess you know, Dugaris. Tornado Dragon. Dweller, sad face. Special X overlay, 7th Ascension. I mean, it has to be something. Happy birthday, man. Hey, man, glad you're here. You know, my stream schedule's sporadic, so it does happen. But glad you can make it. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, this is kind of wild. That, like, this card right here facilitates out 1,000 Blades. I remember when whatchamacallit was a crazy deck, Clown Blade. So let's see. Let's just save it there. I know, 10 more cards, which should just be non-engine, right? I'm just making sure, like, these... I guess we could just go in and change the ratios and stuff after, right? So it could just be, like, non-engine after this, right? Add 3 Ash Blossom. Imperm. And then, let's see here. Other good hand... I mean, like, we could go, like, Ghost Spell. Is Ghost Spell worth maining? That's my question. Because I've been seeing it a lot in like a lot of lists, but I don't know if it's like worth main. I mean, that's good, right? It checks Malice, but like for main deck wise, putting like a Mulchummy. I mean, like I feel like Mulchummy is like one of those cards where like you need to have like drawing all these cards is fantastic, but you need to draw into like non-engine, and then like it feels like I mean, I guess these all are inherent, right? So I mean, hypothetically, drawing into like our engine can break engine. Let's see here. I wanted to check out, because, like, you have Excalibur. What does this new guy here do? If this 2 level 4, this card battles and opponent's monster attached to card attack becomes doubled during damage calculation only once per turn during the main phase. Quick effect, you can target one other face-up monster you control equipped to this card. Control as an equipped spell gives it 2,000 attack and defense. And benches card from the graveyard, shuffle your words and deck to the graveyard. This right here should have been a damn draw, I tell you what. But so, like, see here, so I'm thinking of just trying to out big monsters. So essentially, this guy can become like 8,000, right? If I read this correctly. During the main phase, you just equip a monster. You can face up monster, target one other face up monster you control. That's, God, I mean, Konami like literally could have just said a face up monster on the field. They really do, but it has to be a monster you control. Gives it 2,000 attack. And then I guess, yeah, it could just be, this card can be just a better challenger, really. Excalibur, because Excalibur, that's crazy. But we don't have that card yet, so we'll just do a normal Excalibur. Bonfire's a one-of, that's right. Then maybe we just play the Holy Trinity of Call by Triple T and Call by and then cross out. And then like we could, yeah. Good enough for now. Just run a quick test hand. See what we get here. I mean, this ain't really that bad at all. I mean, it's combo, right? I guess, but it's like, what is the combo? Like, what, aside from establishing Detonator, what is like the heroic stuff gonna give us? Besides looking cool, right? So let's see here. If you control 2 or more, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card's more, so you can hand 1 heroic. So this is the spell searcher. Let's see, special. Or is it grab? Does Thousand Blades have to discard a heroic card once turn? You can discard 1 heroic card, special summon 1 heroic monster from your deck. And if you do, change this card to defense position. Maybe it's corrupt Thousand Blade? We normal Thousand Blade. Activate effect. And even if we eat a hand trap, we have X to extend. Alright, but what's the... Let's see here. Summon this. This searches. Use the effect. Then we can grab ourselves. Guess heroic call or heroic envoy. Activate that. Grab this. Activate special. Let's like monster change the monster's level. I misread this. Already goofed it up. If you control a heroic monster except level 1 monster, which is crazy, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is more special, you target 1 other monster you control with the level. The level of that monster or this card becomes the level of the other. So I just misclicked that, but no problem, my man. No problem. Yeah, so I misclicked that. So we each have 3 level 4s. X. We should be able to go into the first thing, bait it. Yeah, it's kind of. Let's. You didn't know that was going to be a misclick. I feel like... Alright, well, 2 game... We're getting real lucky with seeing Rhoda. Normal. Go into Morningstar. Morningstar effect. Grab this. Activate this. Grab this. Activate. Special. Alright. Trigger the effect. So he triggers effect. We're going to target this guy. Select the monster, change on the monster's level 2. So, is it... There we go. Alright, we did it right. Sweet. So now, we go into Duo Drive, which... Oh, hello. Something Warrior locked us. Which card Warrior locked us? This card's not swinging out on hook. What Warrior locked us? Oh, there it is. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except heroic monsters. Okay, so Thousand Blades is not too good. Alright. Yeah, so there we go. Thousand Blade is the restrictive card that locks us. Okay, but I don't think there's any other. This might just be a... What was it? We just spent 20 minutes trying to figure out if we could make this work, and we're not going to be able to. That do be sad. Because I don't think any of these other guys is worth anything. When this card is special summoned by the effective heroic challenger, you can add 1 heroic challenger. No. Dang. Well, that's okay. We tried. We tried. Ugh. We tried to make it work. Appreciate you for sharing your Shark Rise deal there, Bo. So yeah, I imagine they're just in on Kraken. Kraken's still like insane too, because Kraken stops Fiendsmith cards. Yeah, so we tried. Sorry, chat. Can't believe I wasted everyone. I thought there was something there. I thought there was something there. So Taylor Knights is also a pretty cool deck that I thought about revisiting. Thank you, Jared. Thank you, thank you. Blaster. Effect. I mean, so yeah, I like the... At least you're able to still play Sharks, right? Like that's the cool thing, is even though it happened, you can still play good old Sharks. So normal Dora Dora. Dora Dora searches us. Genroku. Thank you, thank you. So we go Genroku. Special Genroku. Make it level 4. Synchro into Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe effect. Born Genroku. And then normally that we could just quickly go here and make seals. But we can tribute this. Tenpai Dragon Rulers. 28 days till Magistus and 98 till DDD. Hey man, if there's any way to play Tenpai, it's with Dragon Rulers. No one wants to play that. I would not touch Tenpai unless it was the most suitable engine until we get Dragon Maids. So, let's see here. Dude, my phone has just been blowing up. We can add Tenpai. 28 days till Magistus. Magistus. I cannot wait to see that deck do something. Hello, happy birthday. Are you going to pick up back in front one Flames? Absolutely. In fact, I have like a deck list already established. Like an IRL. I proxied the card and built everything around it. So like I have it over here. Like I am ready. I just need to sit down with a few of my friends and see if it's like all the theory I put into it is worth it. Tenpai is crazy, dude. And the fact that they can still like one punch you, like you lose a die roll and you just open Tenpai cards, you almost just, you know, you're going in for the punch. But yeah, I have it like right here. I've been testing a lot of theory with it, but theory is one thing, right? Because that's the one thing is you got to try and craft is like hand traps. Like how is this like? Something that sucks is we're a hyper consistent deck, so like we lose to Droll. That's the only bad thing about having these like searchers into searchers, because Droll just really comes in and cooks us. Dude, Nuvellis is gonna be pretty sweet too. Nuvellis is gonna be kind of awesome. It's kind of a good year, right? Like Konami's kind of like, hey, we know we've kind of give you kind of a bad year of Yu-Gi-Oh, but so here's a lot of like support. But yeah, so let's see here. Quickly just cut it up here. Probably not even going to see like any of the cards. It's just going to be standard Infernoble combo. So I mean, oh, there we go. This checks out. So kind of interesting. So these cards are searchable. So we use these through our combo. So this is like the downside, right? Is you have potentially a few amount of cards you don't want to see. But again, it's okay seeing these cards. It's not that big of a deal. We have one card combo, which is like the theory, right? You can go one card, so it's always going to be Uppercutter. You could potentially, so here's the issue, right? Is you normal this, get this guy to search out your other Book of Moon, and then the only way to bridge is right here, which is okay, but if they interact with this, you don't really have anything, except for 2 Book of Moon. So maybe it's one of those things where the correct line is, since we happen to open the Flame Swordsman, you go this route instead, but you lose Angelica access, or Museum access, to use its full potential, simply because of this. Whereas if you go normal summon this, you can go full combo without having to use Museum, and then if they do interrupt you with this, you can go like Almas into Durandal, Durandal into Renault, or Durandal into the Spar, and then move on forward. So it's like definitely a differentiating. So normally if this wasn't a part of the equation, it would be the Uppercutter, and then you just have this card to be able to pitch off of Oliver. You have this card to be able to facilitate other things, but let's just run it this way. Like, I don't know. We have just 2 decision trees to make here. The normal 1-card combo with Uppercutter, or potentially shoot for this, because I think this gives us the most disruptions. Because otherwise, like even if you think of like Droll, normal this, search out the Book of Moon, Droll, we set 2 pass, right? So then we have 2 Book of Moons, pass, okay. If we go this route here, we go normal summon here, effect, they go, we had Spar, we get access to Spar, they go Droll, we special Spar, overlay, effect to send down, we could send any Fire Warrior. Interesting. There might be like a crazy line just to use them both, like under the presumption of no hand traps, which is kind of wild. Because we open this. But if we're fearful of Droll, I feel like the Uppercutter is the weaker option. But then also, if we do get Droll, we just make Baguska set Salamandra, chain pass. And Salamander won't do us anything because of... It's like one of those interesting scenarios we just kind of got to commit and figure it out. Let's just go ahead and run this guy. You know, effect. We'll go ahead. This guy, this is the Flame Swordsman, by the way. The blank card's the Flame Swordsman. Add Sword Dance. We get Drolled. We have 2 Book of Moons. It's still even playable through... No, it's not. It's not playable through. Because this right here won't do anything. We go into... Yeah, so it's still play... I mean, like, you set these. But if we don't, we go here. Effect of the Alamus to grab Durandal. Here, grab Durandal. Durandal effect to grab yourself the... And this is like... So this is like what I was trying to bring up about. The stuff right here. Some people will be like, well, you're playing the Uppercutter and the Swordsman. Swordsman is a one-of, and it's only engine requirement, so you can utilize the Dark Flare Swordsman. But it's a cool thing because most engines that play cards like this... this card's technically like, supposed to be like a brick, right? Like when I was playing Ib, the World Chalice Justice here, beckoned. Though was a warrior, was an earth warrior, he was still a brick, whereas like this works better in this sense because it's like all the cards function with each other, which is like what I really like. Special this, add back this, synchro, into Angelica, and then we can chain block Angelica, which it don't matter because we have access to our 2 equip spells, right? So Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, and we already opened Salamander with Chain, so like that's also kind of upsetting, but it's all about getting there. So send that, add Museum. Where is Museum? There's Museum. Add the Museum. Sadly, we can't use Museum. Well, I mean, technically we could, right? Actually, we should be able to. Yeah, we should be able to use Museum, which is good here. See, that's you have to work through hands, man, because sometimes your hindsight's limited. Thank you, happy birthday, thank you. Almost said happy birthday back to you, but happy birthday whenever it is for you, my man. Appreciate you. Plusquam. We'll go ahead and use effect of this. Target Angelica. Use Angelica's effect. So this is where, like, actually, you do have to send... You do lose access to a few things because you normally send Ogier, but Ogier, we can't reborn back because we can't use Museum, so we have to send Malgus here. To this, Malgus effect, shuffle back 3. And we get to draw a card. What's cool is it shuffles back for cost, so even if they throw Ash here... We'll just draw a card. Draw call by. Sweet. Then we can activate the field. Pay 12. Search out. Almus. I mean, this board is going to be very minuscule. And the minuscule, like, it'll seem like lackluster, but like we're going to still have a lot. Effect to equip. Effect to Museum to move forward. Synchro. And it's just going to be getting up to Big Charles. That's all that we could push through here. But it's not. It's more than just Big Charles, right? It's literally, we have 3 sets. 3 sets. We can equip this here too if we want to. And we can even set Call by the Grave. So actually, it's pretty... And with Nib in hand too, so it's not really minuscule in a way. We have 2 Book of Moons. Spell and Trap Negate, a pop, Call by, and Nibiru. So like essentially 2 non-engines with follow-up the next turn with these guys. On top of Sword Dance being able to summon out the Flame Swordsman. To be able to be a body out as well. So yeah, it's not too bad. Do I need 2 or 3 museums? I need to get my last QCRs. I've been playing with 2. I could pick up 3 just to have 3, in my opinion. That it's just, you can't go wrong, because maybe something comes out in the future where like we need to play 3. But you can get away with 2. 2 is definitely a working number. Well, we'll shuffle it up here, and hopefully we don't run into that scenario again. But like in that situation, it's exactly like you got to try to figure out what's the best route there. Was it normal? Like, was it Uppercutter? I don't know. Like Uppercutter there just felt like it lost more, right? And we lost to the same, ended on less, right? Whereas the normal summoning the level 4 Fighting Flame Swordsman got us to more to play through more hand traps. I really wish, man, the new Dark Flare Swordsman should have said tribute summon a level 4 lower Fire Warrior from the deck. Like that's, I'm gonna say it. That's what it should have done, because then it would have made the level 5, the Fighting Flame Swordsman, a 1-card combo. It would have combined the 2 decks together, and then Konami would almost never have to worry about printing Infernoble support again. They could just go on and do other Noble Knight stuff. But instead, they decided to like make it have to summon out strictly Flame Swordsman, and that's just so upsetting. So upsetting, but yeah, cut here. Let's just check out a hand to see. So Rhoda, Valor, Salamandra, and Malgus. So this hand's still pretty decent. It's combo, right? So we're looking at playing through combo. Conveniently, you guys, like, we play 4 copies of the Dark Flare Swordsman, and we've seen everything that we don't want to see. But this card's cool because it's also treats itself as like an equip spell. So it's like, out of all the cards you don't want to see, this and the level 4 are definitely not that bad to see because you get utility out of them in a way. But, let's see, our reinforcements of the army. We could go for the 1-card Uppercutter. We do have access to Durandal. So again, a hypothetical. This is the crazy thing about having a super consistent deck is we get cooked by Droll. Because Droll's just Droll. But, if they don't have Droll, this hand plays through quite a bit with these 3 cards here, I feel like. So we go Reinforcement of the Army. We go ahead and grab ourselves our 1-card combo, which is the reason why we still play it, is Uppercutter. Get smoked with Droll, we cry. But I mean, like, there was no other option, potentially, right? I mean, so Droll's just such an impactful thing. You can't live your entire, or play the entire game in Fearful of just 1 card. But Droll is pretty crazy. So, like, technically, we would have, the better route, if we wanted to play around Droll, would be normal this, use the Durandal to search, and then eat the Droll, and then we could have gone into... Actually... No, because this card would have still been in our hand as reinforcements. But yeah, it's just you can't live your life that way, man. So I'm just trying to show, like, the best effect to add if they throw, like, any of the weaker hand traps. I'd say, you know, Droll's high impact, Nibiru's high impact. Even though Nibiru's, like, being seen and played worse, you know, less because of Mitsurugi. But anyway, thank you. Appreciate it. Grab this, and then we special this. Overlay for Dempsey. Dempsey effect. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves this. Detach the Uppercutter. Then we special this, add this, special this. Sadly, these 2 test ends, I've not been able to show you what the Flame Swordsman stuff actually brings, but we'll get there probably, hopefully in a test end. Effect to add. And, like, this is normally where if the opponent knows what you're doing, this is where they throw their stuff. But that's, like, the crazy thing with the Uppercutter and stuff like that. Like, these cards almost bait interaction. So, like, the fact that we did have, you know, access to Durandal to be able to extend past, like, 1 interruption is pretty cool. I'm trying to think, like, even if they did hypothetically hit Dempsey, and then we had to extend... Or, yeah, if they hit Dempsey, we still have this to extend. This literally could have grabbed this, you know what I mean? So, like, opening Durandal allowed us to have, like, the ability to freely play underneath, like, 1 disruption, and then it puts, like, 2 disruptions. So, like, even technically speaking, like, here, if they, like, stop Angelica, because Angelica does have, like, a big target on her head, if they have, like, their entrap, if they threw, like, you know, Ash Imperm here, we still, I think, have the ability to get to SP plus Salamandra, which means we get to SP plus a Book of Moon, with the ability of Angelica to still be there to do things, which Angelica alive with Dempsey in rotation is a lot more than what people think, simply because it just allows you to use Angelica, dump Uppercutter, bring back Dempsey, Dempsey's effect to recur you another card, essentially, to add or send another Fire Warrior, so it allows you to, like, build bodies and recur resources that way. But yeah, technically we just hold these cards if we really want to. We can go attempt to go Salamandra, target Angelica, chain Angelica. Angelica will send the Ogier. Banish herself. Summon out this. Salamandra goes to grave. Effect to Salamandra to grab us the trap. And then effect to equip. We can go ahead and go museum. Pay 12 to go ahead and search out our Almas. Effective museum. Move forward. Effective this to dump. We're in, this is going to be like a pretty decent end board, just simply because since we have access to Durandal as well, it's just going to allow us to pretty much extend into, like, our Turpin. So go here. Actually, we can extend even, I don't think we have to go into Turpin. Go here for Chuck. equip. Link up here into Emperor. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Equip. Add back. Effect, banish this. We'll summon itself over here. Then we can go effect the Durandal to go ahead and search out Ricciardetto. Then we can go Ricciardetto, banish itself to summon down the Turpin. Or not, the Malgus, excuse me. And then Linkro Shogun here into SP Little Knight. And then effect a Malgus. We can shuffle back literally these 2 cards plus like our Renault for cost. Then we get to draw a card. And then we can equip the Malgus and have another draw during their turn. So we're drawing like 2 cards. Do a quick cut. Draw, doesn't matter what we draw. Now we draw. Now we can potentially get to like more stuff, right? If we wanted to. Which is kind of wild. By drawing the Flame Sword effect to equip here. Because now we can go like the Fighting Flame Sword into the Dark Flare Knight. Use the Dark Flare Knight's effect to dump the dragon. Summon itself, tribute itself out to summon out the level 4. Level 4 is just kind of wild because level 4 is not going to do anything. It's just pretty much getting us another disruption, which is going to be right here. So we summon out the Fighting Flame Swordsman, Fighting Flame Sword, add a Sword Dance. And then you set 2 cards. And then during the end phase, Charles can pick up Durandal. And then Angelica comes back. And like, there you go, man. Like, so technically speaking, we have, we'll even count the non-engine because you do play enough. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 forms of disruption. 7 forms of disruption. Crazy follow-up in the sense of Angelica being able to dump the Uppercutter. Uppercutter can bring back the Boxer, and then you can search into the Fire Warrior or send one. This is going to go to grave when you negate something to allow you to... actually, you could even do this even like one step better, actually. You can equip Malgus to the Little Knight. And then that way Little Knight doesn't get just walked over. And then, like I said, you have the 2 Book of Moons. This is going to summon out a Flame Swordsman, which is going to put a body on the field. A Fire Warrior body. Yeah, it's just kind of wild. Kind of wild. But again, Droll exists. So maybe that's what we'll do real quick is we'll run through a hypothetical. We'll run a hand. Because not all hands going to be able to beat Droll. But like not all hands are going to lose to Droll in the same sense. Maybe that's what we do. We just run a hypothetical. But the cool thing is I was looking into other like players' theory and stuff like that. Like if we get Drolled and we have access to Uppercutter and it's like Droll on adding Spar, we just make Baguska, hope our non-engine holds and pass. I mean, it's really the best option to do. There's no point in like Droll, like it's that pretty much now applies like the same thing that Shifter did. Whereas Shifter used to like, people would try and play underneath Shifter where sometimes it was just trying to make, you should just establish a Baguska or something minuscule and pass. And it's just like, Shifter, you like mentally thought you could play under it and you just waste all these resources. And that's essentially what Droll now does too, is you end up thinking you can play under it and you can't. So you just like go through the sequences, waste these monsters in your extra deck, waste resources. And then it's like, oh, well, I couldn't. It didn't on like something subpar, whereas like if you can just end on Baguska and put them on, you better have like Imperm. Which very likely, you know, they have a 33% chance to have Imperm. So here you go. First hand. Heritage and double heritage. All right, again, pretty hyper. But this is kind of cool. We go draw phase, Fighting Flame Sword, to go ahead and get one search, you know, through the one search through. So now, like I said, hypothetically, this is where it sucks having such a consistent deck, is because now like these 2 cards, this card essentially gets us into a Rhoda. So it sucks because then we don't want to use that. But like we can actually utilize whatchamacallit, we'll run through like both hypotheticals here. This hand's like too good to like kind of pass up. So you activate this, the Dark Flare Knight, sending the dragon. And this is just kind of like cool because you contribute this. They throw Ash Blossom, Ash has been baited. You literally have the ability to use like these other cards here to extend. Like even worst case scenario, this and this is still combo. Like this right here is combo. Thank you, Fussel. How you doing, my man? Appreciate you. But then see, like, they've used Ash, so, like, it is what it is. But this right here, if we're trying to play around Droll, this is going to give us, I think, the best option. Summon out this, use the effect of the Fighting Flame Swordsman to grab a Sword Dance. We eat the Droll, which sucks, but again, we normal summon here, overlay for Baguska. Set the Flame Sword Dance and pass. You know, like that's what we're doing. All right, has a new Flame Swordsman card? Yep, absolutely. That's what we're doing. That's what this blank card here is. It's the new Flame Swordsman card. But even if like they don't have Droll, we summon this out, and then we have literally we can do the normal uppercutter line, which is going to be Charles SP. But it can probably get us a little bit further because we have access to like these two cards, or we can use our first search here to go ahead and go into Renault to go ahead and summon itself out, add back, and do that route. There's like different lines, man. The decision trees are so wide. And the only difference is I think that if you're trying to look at longevity in a grind game, you need to go the uppercutter because it gets Dempsey in rotation, so then you can use the Angelica to dump the uppercutter to be able to reborn the Dempsey during the opponent's turn. That's like hindsight, right? Or you just change. It depends because like this hand is like really this hand beats a lot of hand traps. It just will lose to Droll. But essentially, if they haven't Drolled you on the ad here, you check for Droll, then it's like Nibiru. So it's like, okay, so then what's the best line through Nibiru that gets you the most? And it's whatever line, since we happen to open the Fighting Flame Sword Spirit to get access to this, is we're going to get 2 Book of Moons at a minimum through a Nibiru. So it's like, okay, so what can we do to force out Nibiru at this point? And what's kind of crazy is we actually do have another line, because we do have Heritage of Chalice and Noble Arms. We have the ability to grab, do the anti-Nibiru line through here, but I think it puts us 1 summon off, because I think the line is Heritage into Ogier, normal Ogier, dump Gearfried. But like, I think that's the best, that might be the best route to go anyway, just simply because even with the Nibiru, they have to nib us on the activation of Gearfried, because I think we'll have an equip spell live, so if they do not do that, then Gearfried will check the Nibiru. So it's just tons of thoughts, man. This is why I love decks like this. This is why I love like Lanteans. This is why I love like, even like I could say Dragon Rulers take like this type of thought, you know? It's like we could just sit here for like hours trying to figure out what's the best line, what's the correct route to go through, right? Like what's the way? What is the way here? There we go, get that out of there. Like what's the... Is it normal spar? Is it try to hold out and use Heritage of Chalice? Because we haven't used our normal summon yet, so maybe that's the way to like use that. Yes, maybe that's the way. Grab Renault. Special Renault, add back this guy. Synchro here for Angelica, the queen. Hey, Red, thank you, my man. Thank you, Silent Smoke. Appreciate you. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. We send the legendary Salamandra with Salamandra, the Fighting Flame Dragon. And we add this, and then that adds us. So at this point, we've got our 2 traps, which is like good because, you know, can't... Now through whatever they throw at us, because this is our 3rd summon, we still have Disruption. We still have 2 Book of Moons at a minimum this way. But see, this is where, like, you kind of have to potentially try and force out Nibiru. So, like, we've checked roll, effect, target, chainer effect. We've not normal summon. That's what we gotta remember, is we've not normal summon. So, like, technically speaking, we can send... We send Ogier. Yeah, I think that's the line. So, yeah, since we happen to have access to Almus... Yeah, I think we sent Ogier. I mean, technically, we could send... Yeah, we don't have... We've not normal summon, so, like, there's just so many different ways, man. We could send Gearfried, summon out Roland, equip this, normal out Spar, Synchro, Almus add back Gearfried. Then that puts us on the ability to equip there, link up into Big Charles. They have to nib us at some point. Otherwise, like I said, at the point in which they nib us, it's too late, and that establishes Charles. They nib us. Then we end up just setting on Gearfried with 2 traps, which isn't terrible. Or, yeah, let's see. Or we try to do this route here where we send Ogier, because let's see, that's 3rd summon. Ogier will be the 4th summon. No, Ogier will be the 5th summon. We just got to make sure before we use Ogier's. Yeah, so let's try it this way. We can sit here and do hypotheticals all day, man. And then it's like you're sitting here doing all this like crazy thinking the opponent doesn't even have nib. You know what I mean? Like we're not even, so you send here. This will banish. Summon out this. Effect to equip. We'll go ahead and equip here the Almas, because this right here allows us to go ahead and get access to Gearfried. Up here. Go here, use effect to pay 12. So this is our 4th summon. We'll go ahead and grab ourselves this right here, Durandal. Effect to Museum to move forward. Effect of this, we'll get to send the Gearfried. So if they nib us here, because this is our 5th summon, we just get to have that Gearfried anyway. Or we can go here into Charles. Effect to grab the Gearfried anyway. We go roll an effect to equip. Now, if they try to nib us, we're still okay because we have, access to a normal summon and a search, essentially. So anyway, no nib. Cool, no nib. Go here. Effect to equip. And then essentially, thank you, Sora. Activate this. Banish this. If they nib here, we still establish Gearfried, but then this pops out. And now, like, if they let us get this far, we have the ability to check the Gearfried. It's actually kind of cool because, so hear me out. This is like technical play. So if they have imperm/nib and they just held it this entire time, and they throw Nibiru, don't use Gearfried, send Charles. Right? You don't want to do that because if you do that, well, no, wait, Gearfried, send Charles. Yeah, never mind. Gearfried can send the Charles, and if they chain Nibiru, Charles the Great can send the Almas or the Durandal from your hand. But like, see, we still haven't even normal summoned yet, so like we're just sitting pretty well. I'm really not gonna lie, because we can go like Durandal to search us Rick Yardetto, and we can get Rick Yardetto into circulation. Or hold up, we can go like we have it normal. We can just grow Uppercutter, normal Uppercutter effect to send. Really send Malgus to draw a card. No, normal Uppercutter, make that send. Maybe it is just Rick Yardetto. I think that might be just the call. Grab Rick Yardetto. And then it's just normal Rick Yardetto. Reborn out. Anything. Doesn't matter. And then it's literally SP. Because we don't need to utilize SP's like full effect, you know what I mean? SP, you literally have the dance. This 3 cards in hand, and then in phase this comes back. Then you get to pick up, of course, like this and equip Malgus from the deck. So like you're still sitting again like hypotheticals, right? Sitting here doing test hands, but just to show the theory behind what I'm trying to showcase. But yeah, so your end board is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 forms of disruptions. The opponent literally starts with 6 cards. 6 forms of disruptions, and you can interact with everything. Spell and trap, a pop. Non-targeting pop, I should say. Banish. Monster negate. 2 Book of Moons. And every video that we end up featuring this stuff, we always talk about what this does more than what you think. Because when you summon out the Ultimate Flame Swordsman, and then you use the Salamander with Chain here, this is what's kind of cool. So SP will banish, and then it'll come back, right? So you don't want to put it here. You want to put it like over here. So when you start your turn, you link this off into Link Spider because you're not warrior locked. And then you have the ability to use the Salamander with Chain, banishing itself to fuse using the Swordsman and the Fighting Flame Dragon to make the Ultimate Flame Swordsman. And then you can use the Dark Flare Swordsman you have in your hand to dump the Dragon again, Dragon equipped. Then you have like this giant monster, all under 5 summons. So like even if the opponent's holding like a second nib, you're just able to whack with a lot of damage. Which is still cool. And again, I don't know if like the Boxer stuff is like the correct way to do it, because the Flame Swordsman stuff is just so good. But it's just like the Boxer doesn't need anything. It's a simple 1-card combo that facilitates everything itself. So like you need to have access to a Boxer stuff, and then you need to have access to 2-card combos that get you the same thing that the Boxer stuff gets you to. I remember seeing a list of Extraordio Duelist, I think. Or I think I saw the list. I didn't see the replays or anything, but it was his list, and it was maximizing on the full Flame Swordsman stuff. But it's just, again, you need to have a tuner in order to make it work. And I just don't think that that's like the best thing to do. Like I said, I really wish Konami would have just said that the Dark Flare Swordsman summoned a level 4 lower fire warrior. That have made this card so crazy, like normal, search out the quick play, quick play effect, search out the Flare Swordsman, then you just go Flare Swords effect, and then it could summon out this, and then you could Jellica. Like, that would just be so crazy. It wouldn't be broken either. Like, I mean, come on, look at what the decks have today. Like, it would just give us a more fluent one card combo that does. It just would make the Flame Swordsman such an insane card. Especially, like, if you incorporate that theory that that's what the card did, this plus opening the Fighting Flame, you literally get to, like, normal summon this. It would pretty much guarantee you full combo plus a Book of Moon every time. Or if you open, like, something like this could get search you the second Book of Moon trap. And, yeah. Konami, and all their wisdom, man. And all their wisdom. Yeah, we'll run one more. We'll get another test hand. And then we'll probably go grind a little bit on Omega for a little bit. I'll go into the Dragon Rulers and switch that around. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I have like a lot of decks to take to Nats, but I just got to see what the format holds. Mermail's probably going to be... I ain't going to lie, I really do like Mermail. And I feel like people are playing a lot of hand traps, and Mermail just like is so good into hand traps. I might take Mermails and represent them. Water Gang. Yep, so draw turn. There we go. Sweet. Not good. Cross out. Effect Veiler. And a museum. So this is actually kind of cool. So draw phase, right? Flying Flame Sword. Grab this. We'll go and activate this, sending the dragon. Special effect. Actually, so here's something that's kind of cool. So this is where I get decision tree. Oh no, we're okay because we have cross out. I was about to say, we have combo, even if we didn't draw this, we have combo with these two cards, which is cool. But since we drew this, I was like, maybe you use this, search out your equip, search out Uppercutter, then tribute this. But yeah, it's fine because we have cross out. Again, another crazy thing is like getting hit by Droll would be pretty detrimental, but even then, we're still getting access to a Book of Moon, and then we have Effect Veiler, so I mean, it's like not technically the end of the world. But yeah, so we go here, and just to showcase you guys, like, Museum doesn't matter, we can hold Museum for later. We can normal summon out Effect Veiler. This is why I like playing Effect Veiler, even though it's probably like, it's not like an insane hand trap this format, but it's just a not once per turn hand trap, and it has a synergy where you can just normal it. Like, hard normal and Effect Veiler, Synchro. Into Angelica. Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. 2 sends this. Chainlink 1 grabs ourselves our other museum. Salamandra with chain grabs us, or Salamandra grabs us the chain, which is right here. Look at that, all 3 imperms just sitting there hanging out. There we go. And then, like, literally there's not even, like, this, it's just going to be the same inboard. It's going to be Gear Free Charles plus 2 Book of Moons, which again is 3, 4, 5 forms of disruption. Actually, it's going to be double Charles, so it's going to be more. It's going to be like 6 forms of disruption because we open Museum. So it'll be double Charles, Gear Freed, and then 2 Book of Moons. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 forms of disruptions. Like, that's crazy. Off of pretty much opening effect, a 3-card combo, nonetheless, but still, even if you extract that, like these two, essentially these 2 cards right here, or technically it was these 2 cards, gets you to like 5 disruptions, which is kind of crazy, which in terms of combo economy is still pretty insane. And that's something I feel like we have to learn with this deck, is that without Isolde, our 1-card combos are not as strong in the sense of literally Uppercutter gets you to 3 disruptions, so 1 card gives you an additional 2 disruptions in terms of like when you relate it over. But I mean, it's still good for a 1 card. It's not no Prince. Not every deck, as much as I like, I know at one point I said every deck deserves a Prince, and maybe, you know, that might be kind of like too much, but 1 card combos are nice, and you have to have them in, I believe this format. Not this format, but in the current state of the game. If your deck does not have a 1-card combo, it's pretty brutal. But yeah, we'll just wrap this up here. And we'll get on into playing some Omega. We might take, man, I don't want to, I like Dragon Rulers, man, but I had such bad luck with it. But we'll just So let's see here. Let's go to Dragon Ruler. So this is the Dragon Ruler list. The correct way I should be playing it. Thank you, Chaos Emperor. Hope you have a good day, my man. So we play 41. So we just add Sangan, right? Sangan. The field spell. Right there. And then maybe you add, like I said, maybe you cut out. No, we're playing Bident here. Saying Bident. Yeah, we're playing Bident. What card are we playing? I guess the other spears for this big guy, right? The Transcendent Dragon. Because it's like, and then there was, I was watching a video where he played like 3 Pedro instead, and that was like his normal summon, but I don't think that it doesn't make, because Pedro isn't like a 1-card Chasma. I don't think. Or is it? Is it a 1-card? Is it normal? Hold up, let's do this correctly though, because I want to do this. But yeah, it's well, it should be a 1-card. Yeah, it should be a 1-card no matter what. Because normally you'd go for Singing, right? The summoning instead of going for Kaiman. Add to hand. We'll just, yeah, we'll add Genroku. Yeah, special. I don't know if this is a 1-card. Maybe it's you have to add Kaiman. Increase its level. And then we make it the Sleepy Joe. Sleepy Joe effect. Yeah, I don't think it, yeah. Because what does this do? It tribute summons out Fedora. Fedora effect. You bring out. Yeah, we're short. Yeah. So then maybe it's a 1.5 card combo. Yeah, we'll just do it. Don't matter. Blaster. I don't think Blaster will add anything. Well, yeah, it has to. Yeah. No matter what, it's still the same thing, right? Because it's just not a 1-card Chasma, like. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, if you have a Dragon Ruler, it becomes like, if it's Pedro plus Dragon Ruler, right, it becomes 1 card. Because then you just go ahead and make the Sleepy Joe. Use the effect to reborn out this. No, wait a minute, it is. Yeah, hold up, then you just use, no, it's not. It's not. Thank you, Kevin, appreciate you. Yeah, I thought maybe this Trevet into Chungus, but it would have to be, yeah. I mean, if you open a Dragon Ruler, it is, which is, I mean, it is what it is. Go here, right? Use the effect here. Go here, and then, yeah. So it'd have to be a Dragon Ruler. So that's why Dora Dora, I think, is just superior than playing the 3 Pedro. Yeah, Pedro's good going second, and it just becomes a 2-card combo. But then again, like I said, like if you're gonna try and play, you need to have 3 cards. Like you need to have 1-card combo to exist, and that's what Dora Dora is. And it's a searchable 1-card combo. And that's what's crazy is like everyone's like playing one of this card, and I don't agree with that. I agree because like you're gonna want to like use. You would rather open this card and then like use your potential blaster search to search for the extender, whether it be Chandra or Genroku, if this card gets eaten, because this card is a 1-card combo, it's gonna eat the hand traps. So like you'd rather reserve this to be able to extend with these 2 cards over, you know, having to use these to search this when you could just hard open this, in my opinion. Let's just save it. Let's go here and rock it up here. Hey brother, I'm back. Do you want a remote duel or dueling book? Ooh, let me get a few games in actually here, and then I'll let you know. Just started. Gotta authorize again. Kevin, thank you. Started playing it for no... Oh, my man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you for the donation. Well, actually, I don't know. Were you able... I don't know if you just hopped in right when I was discussing the new stuff. I was doing a few test hands and stuff like that, because I got the deck list made for that deck already, and I've been really enjoying it. I just wish that there was... I'm sure there's a way. Dueling Book's probably the best way to, like, test, like, those type of stuff before they're out. Sweet. We'll try and go first. What a hand. Well, we drew Call by the Grave, which is pretty decent. Add Genroku. Special Genroku. Draw and Lockbird. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and Call by the Grave with that. Sorry, pal. But I think there's a way to play through... Alright, so we go Sleepy Joe. Go here. Effect to here, Reborn out, Genroku. Use the effect of this. Ash Blossom, okay. Alright, I will. So he throws Ash, activate this. I mean, we're still okay. Special summon. Oh, hold on. Nibiru 2? Nibiru 2? Okay. Well, well then. We'll just go in phase. If this is Malice, I'm gonna... Mitsurugi, okay. Nope. Nope. I feel like we just wait for... This is gonna be kind of rough. I guess maybe I should have... What did he search? He searched... Yeah, it doesn't matter. Does not matter. Prayers is an insane card, dude. Prayers is so insane. So not Saju, yeah. This just gets kind of brutal. Because, like, Prayers plus this, like, I could have technically, I guess, Magnemutted this, right? Special one reptile monster from your hand by tributing. Ew. Yeah, I could have, so technically I could have give the old effect of, removing this guy, this Armasa, and then it went and got it searched, but he just had it, he had it all, man. Because this, I don't think, because he just searched 2 of these, so he's pretty good. Duo Drive. Wow, okay. Yeah, I guess we fire this off now. Use it before we lose it. Ash, Droll, and Nib. Wild. Cross. Ugh. And this is where he just summons out Big Guy, right? Yeah, Big Guy nukes my board. Yeah. He should... Yeah, this guy should nuke everything. Yeah, that should be enough, right? Crazy, man. Crazy. Why wouldn't he just attack? I'm confused. No, because he can still 3, 3. Yeah, he just makes detonate right here. Yeah, sweet. Unless he can't battle by something that I'm missing, but I don't think so. Let's go on to another one. Well, that's kind of brutal. Droll's pretty good. Quackhammer Dragon's gonna do and work. Let's just see here. Let's cut down one blaster. One ball drake, because I don't want to see them too much going first, I feel like. Nebulous, and I'll put in the 3. I mean, I could put in Salesman too, but I don't know what's the correct... Maybe it's this for Salesman, and then we just call, like... Yeah. We ball, boys, we ball. Dang. He was goated, dude. Open Droll, Ash, Nib. 2 high-impact hand traps. Kind of wild. Probably gonna drop 4 owls here, which is gonna be kind of crazy. Actually, activate. So now if he has Nib, I gotta just activate. See if he throws a hand trap at this. He does not. So... Genroku, special Genroku, Genroku, summon, or is it Pedro, Red Kaiman, I think it's just go for Pedro. Card to discard. Yeah, get it with Ash Blossom. Or Droll. No Droll, okay. I bet you he's holding Ash. And this is where I don't want to do this if he's holding Ash. So we'll try and play as best as we can. Make Sleepy Joe more charmy. Wow. Okay. I kind of figured he had something like that. Let's see here. Chain this. I think we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. It'll resolve. Let's see here. Activate this. Banish. Alright, so let's see here. Activate this. Banish. Banish. Summon. Or is it... I'm gonna give him like 3 more draws, but I think we're okay. He could draw into Nib, so it's just like I gotta plan this out correctly here. Activate this, pitch this, summon out that. Go put these 2 together for... So he has a 1-2, or is it banish? Activate this, banish, banish, summon, give him 1 less draw that way, go up there. I think I gotta do that. I think this gives him 1 less draw if I do it this way here. I'll go ahead and establish a seals. So then if he gets this, it just feels kind of bad, ain't gonna lie. So let's see, he has 6 cards. Activate. This is gonna give him 1 more draw. Unless he wants to ash this. Trade. Pretty cool. Yep. This is gonna, I'm gonna give him 1 more draw. Activate this. Banish Genroku and Blaster. I didn't have to do that. Yo, why am I just bad? I have 2 level 7s right here. Yeah, if he draws Nib now, I kind of get cooked here. Kind of wild. I guess, no, maybe it's... Go here. Activate the effect. Send title. Detach blaster. Send light and darkness dragon. I mean, technically I can still keep playing, but I think I'll just... I mean, I just gotta standby phase do this. Well, let's see, how many cards does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I give him one more draw... Fuck it, let's just do it. Let's do it. Let's give him one more draw. Ooh, no. Now I feel kind of safe. Imperm on him? Sure. Oh, we made it. Imperm, sweet. Okay. Strike in a dream. Unless he drew double imperm. Lightning storm, huh? All right. Huh. Should put you in defense, huh? What do I want to bounce back? Let's see here. Oh, thank you, my man Akami. How you doing, my man? Let's see here. Select a card to special summon. You gonna be at Nats this year, Akami? Thrust. Wow, dude, this guy... So, wait a second. Why isn't this if Cardinals so you'd have to start in damage? Oh, because they're all banished. Oh, no. Oh, no. Thrust is gonna cook me. This dude drew so good. Super busy with everything. How about yourself? Pretty much the same thing, man. Same thing. This dude's literally... I'm getting... Oh, I'm gonna try. If I play against this MC dude... MC, because he's the main character. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. Should have kind of expected, right? Because he did... I gave him so many draws. But, like, drawing those specific cards are kind of wild. Gonna try. Gonna try. Dude's just gonna go off, King. Go off. Memento. Oh, actually, I don't think Memento. Well, yeah. This Magnum's not gonna do much. Yeah, I just feel like my Dragon Rule is just kind of cursed for like Omega play. Like, every time I test this deck on Omega, I just suddenly get like cooked by like variants. Okay, so wait. Add one memento card. I'm just gonna throw this here. Maybe it's not opportune, but I feel like not too opportune, but we'll do it. Grab us that Druid's Worm so we can start threatening stuff that way. Okay. The horse. The horse is too good. I gotta sign it. If he goes like Fiendsmith line, then I think I'm cooked. Because Fiendsmith does a lot. But I like to see, and normally I don't like to fold it up too much. Like like this right here just shows him that he thinks I'm playing Malice. But that's a crazy thing, is like this deck is like a collateral damage to Malice. So like even if he'll put in Bestial, not Bestial, he'll put in like Lances and stuff, which will hurt me all the same. I think this deck's so cool that it's based off like Aztec. Aztec stuff. Oh man, any of you boys out there Helldivers? I've been really stressing. I think we have to fight on Super Earth. For those who don't know, I'm a huge Helldiver. Ew. I think we might be fated at fighting on Super Earth soon. Okay, well this is still gonna suck. I don't think Double Dora. I think he gets access to like that trap card. I just get, well, I'm getting smoked by the trap card regardless. Memento's still cool. And then like Mitsurugi, that last game, he was the MC dude, main character. But even then, like that deck is, the Mitsurugi deck is so hard to interact with, and then on top of it all, dude, I get why he drolled me too. He probably drew everything he needed. He's like, oh, I'll just droll here. Man has Thrust, Storm, Inperm. Like, dude was cracked. But yeah, Mitsurugi's still difficult to deal with because they just do everything, and then their final action is like, once they're like baited everything, they just summon out the big dragon or the big snake, and the snake nukes everything. So it's like you lose so much off of the summon of one card. Then they hand loop you. They're like, oh, you want to resolve something that destroyed? Effect, either discard or it resolves negated. But if these two like go into the Fiendsmith stuff, then I'm almost certainly getting smoked here. Shuffle back. This guy's a pop, right? Not him, this guy. Once per turn, this way, if this card on the field is destroyed by card affecting target up to 3 cards, include a memento. Okay, so it's essentially a pop 3. Is that right? Really? Target 3 face-up cards on the field, include a memento card. That's wild. I'm not playing through this, I don't think. 3 sets, you gotta be forking me. Well, let's go ahead and get out. Yeah, that's gonna set the ultimate. Ooh, brother, ooh. Well, I'm just gonna Jerusalem. Hopefully Jerusalem can bait this guy. Yeah. Fire this off, because I think potential... God, it doesn't even matter. Like, I send this dude. I think I have to send this dude to answer the trap. But, like... this guy's gonna pop 2 cards. It's kind of wild. Ooh, that's pretty decent, actually. So, probably need to answer this guy first. Okay, first action. I think first action is target this in. But I also should probably target this in. He just has so much stuff. Oh my god. 5,000 is pretty big. Chain something, we chain. Call by the grave. Are you flippin' serious? Sack by the grave. Is this the card that lets you control and make a monster your opponent? Yep, that do be that. Okay, well. Cranium Burst? I actually didn't. I thought this was when you activate some monster effect on field. Your target one. I didn't realize this was it. Destroy 2, right? Wowzers. Ooh, brother. Ooh. Yeah, that's just kind of insane. I didn't know. I thought it was. I thought the Cranium Burst. I didn't know Cranium Burst was the card. I guess I didn't recognize the artwork. But yeah, this is the trap card that's literally like makes this card Apollosa. And I still think he's gonna be able to pop stuff here with like the horn because he still has the ability to pop something. All right. Well, can we still play, sir? Can we still play? It's wild because I'm looking at this is like Earth. So like, I don't know even if our generic setup of like establishing the Quackimero Draco like does anything to this deck. Normal Dora. But he's still, I think, oh man, like this deck's so wild. We'll just go next one. So crazy. To me, it blows my mind. It won YCS Mexico, right? And then it just did not show up for Providence, which is just crazy to me because this deck is so crazy. Well. I think we're just gonna go ahead and cut one of these. Cut one of these. No, we don't want to cut one. You don't want to cut you. Ooh, brother, cut you. And then we'll throw in A6, I think. So, call it good. We'll try and play first. Watch this. Call Ash Blossom. Can't ash me. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate you. What did I pitch? What was my... Water. Okay, so I need to add Fire Earth. But you can droll me. No droll. Let's see here. I technically can banish this and this. Keep Redox in Grave. This card's hard to interact with, too. Let's see here. Do I send... Oh, man. What do I do? What do I do? Send this, add that. I mean, do we try to do the Quackimero? Is that the way? So I send title effect to dump. He can't special summon. I forget. I think Horse is Earth. I feel like he just outs the dragon. Ooh, this sucks. I feel like that just kind of sucks. Nibiru. Okay. Okay. Big thoink here. Big thoink. Go here. It just sucks because now I can't protect the dragon here. Activate this. Do I have access to Tempest anywhere? I don't have access to Tempest. All right, that sucks. All right, well, plan B here. I think we go... Chasma, summon out... See, I just can't protect. He just goes battle phase, right? Like, he just literally will go battle phase. Even though I don't even think that luck does anything. I don't think it does really anything at all. I go into this. That can reborn back out. That can shuffle back burner. Is it oh man. Or is it Big Eye Steel, sync link into SP and Pray? SP in a Dream? SP in a Dream it is. I wish it was something a little bit more, but... Let's just get rid of that rock. Set. In phase. I hope he had Ash Blossom. I hope that at least helped, because that end was so fragile to, like, it lost to Ash so bad. I think maybe it was a world where I just passed on that. Ooh. That's just normal? I feel like I just... Fuck it, strike it. Horse? Yep, that's fine. Probably has a quick play. Yes! We just surrender. Yeah. We just surrender. Yeah, poor Dragon Ruler, man, just gets bodied by certain things. Mostly variants. Let's go ahead and run a few. We'll run a Mermail game real quick. Run a quick Mermail. Might have to catch stream here a little soon. I think got some birthday plans. Oh, straight. Just gas, okay. Mm-hmm. Ryziel. Doing it's just play. Go ham. Yeah, it is what it is. Seems to be like an ongoing theme I've been having with, like, Dragon Rulers on Omega at the very least. It just... Like, I just seem to open nothing to do anything, and, like, the opponent is just, like, the game. No, it's just, like, you know, it's how the game works, but it's just... Happens, like, a lot on Omega, I've noticed, especially with Dragon Rulers. It's just kind of like a... Oh, I'm gonna have to do this. Oh, he's Mitsuruki Ryziel. Ugh. I think we can do it. I think last stream we broke Mitsurugi Ryziel's board. I think we can just, yes, we'll be able to, hopefully be able to do it. It just depends what the rest of his hand is. I mean, it would be nice if they would. I don't know what you could give the deck. I mean, I feel like the support's so good. It's just like other decks are kind of just insane. Like I said, like Spectral literally being like a neg 1 to like even get stuff is just brutal. Then you have to look at, like, even the little babies discarding themselves to someone from deck. Brutal. Especially if they eat Ash and Chummy, you know, like, it's just kind of brutal. It's just really what Dragon Rulers needs is, like, the power ceiling of these other decks that exist to, like, come down a lot in order for them to, like, shine. But, like, the deck still can perform well. Like, we've seen it perform in top, like, regionals and stuff like that. Again, don't take Omega, because Omega's, like, its, like, simulator algorithm is, like, awful. I'm surprised I actually, ended this opening hand, I don't have, like, a one-of in my hand, because, like, Omega's algorithm, like, pushes one-ofs pretty hard. This card should have been a secret, I tell you what. The Mitsurugi Prayers. It'll probably get a secret upgrade, but it should have been a secret, I think. It's pretty wild. What do y'all think is going to happen on the next ban list? You think we're going to... What hits do you think we're going to see? Even Dueling Book, like I watch a few guys that play test on Dueling Book and they just get zoinked with one-ofs. And it's like, statistically, you shouldn't see this many one-ofs this often, but like all the simulators really, the algorithm like feeds one-ofs, it seems. And it's really disheartening, man, because it's almost, if you don't take into account to that, you just get real tilted and you're like, sometimes it might even stop you from playing stuff. Because you're like, wow, this deck's garbage. But it's like, you're really not going to see that one-of. It's just literally the algorithm of the simulators pushing the one-ofs. So it's like, don't take this to heart. Like, you're not going to see these one-ofs. Or the one-of bricks you don't want to see. Yeah, don't take that to heart. You shouldn't see those as often. But as in any ranked ladder, it does feel kind of bad when like you are trying to get testing and you are trying to grind. I have a lot of different ways to play here. Opening Shrine is like insane. So it allows me to have a few pushes. Yeah, man, it's a brutal experience and it can be really disheartening at times, but you really just gotta accept that, you know, like it's gonna be okay, you know? This isn't, you know, like IRL testing and stuff, and then sometimes, man, in IRL testing you get totally whacked. You just get one-ofs. I don't know, did he... I don't think he searched, but he's going to set 3 cards, I bet. Shuffle back, draw 1. So, I don't know. Even if I shuffle bad IRL, I get better hands than some... Yeah, dude, isn't that wild? Alright, draw. Prince, okay. We might be able to. If he activates this, we just pitch the pike. Then he can use this to negate, but then we have like Shrine to be able to do stuff too. Sweet. So we use that there. You use this. Okay. Card to add to your hand. Add this. So he's already exhausted, so he used that. So activate this. Pitch that. Trying to think, if we can get this, we can bait the detonator. But man, we don't... Yeah, go detonator, bounce detonator, attempt to destroy, big ritual with infantry. Yeah, so this card, freaking Poseidra's insane, dude. It's literally a crack. It's like such a cracked card. Time's winding down, dude. You gotta act. Because, like, even if he negates this, if he has some way to negate this with, like, the trap or something like that, I can literally go Shrine, use this, summon it out, and still get the effect. So, like, and I still have the normal summon of Prince, which is still kind of wild. I don't know, like, I don't have that great foresight, but is he, like, what are you doing, dude? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You really think you're that cooked? Oh, well, sweet. Continue. All right, well, okay. Everything we have is pretty good into that. I feel like this is meh. We'll just throw in storms and... Hey, yo, what? Oh. Swap. What's your favorite card from the Mermail Anti-Sword? Dude, it has to be Prince. Oh wait, yeah, from the support, Shrine. Shrine is probably by far, like, Shrine's, I think, what made this deck be very good. Kevin, thank you, my man. I just got to the stream. When you get time, what list do you recommend for... I will, as soon as I finish this up, I'll quickly, because I think it's 1 o'clock. It's 12, like, 50 my time. I got plans, like, roughly around 1. I'll quickly finish this game, pop over and show you, like, the list. You just screenshot it, and I'll quickly, like, explain my reasons why on certain things. And then, like, feel free, Kevin, if you're part of the Discord, shoot me a message personally, or shoot a message through the Discord if you want to, and I can talk about it and go into detail. But I've been having really, like, in theory, like, a lot of success, and, like, in some of the testing that I've been doing with it, it's been pretty good. Essentially, I view the Flame Swordsman stuff as being, like, a worse wanted package, is what I really just view it as. A worse wanted package. It's not even a worse wanted package. I'd probably say it's about, like, you know, the wanted did a lot. It gave you an Omni Negate, but, like, the Flame Swordsman stuff has a lot of synergy with the best cards in your deck, which is Boss Fire Warriors, I feel like. But also, I don't know. Like, I think Renault is the best card in the deck, but you only play one of it. I think you should play 2 of it. I think moving forward, just because it's just so good. Especially with Droll running around, you just might as well open it so you don't have to search it. But, yeah, so, like, I just think that it's pretty crazy. All right. Ooh, Impulse to hit the prayers is... not Impulse to hit the ritual. Please play, dude. Please don't hold me hostage. Don't hold me hostage, man. Please, man. It does have style points. There's, again, like, it's kind of cool. The 2 cards you don't want to see in that deck is the 2 traps, but even if you hard open, like, one of the traps, it's okay because it just adds a disruption to your board. If you get hit with hand traps and stuff like that, it's still a hard open disruption to end on. It's only when you open, like, a bunch of those in. It's no different, right? If you open, like, Witch, Wanted, Deception, Hallowed, and, like, you know, it's the same concept. The level 4 Fire War Swordsman, and you open, like, all this stuff. Like, it's still, like, not that great in the same vacuum. But, it still does enough for the deck in the sense of, like, it doesn't help beat Nib, but the deck already could beat Nib in a 2-card combo, which I feel like when you start having, like, decks, like, even this deck, Mermail, is an issue because this deck has multiple lines to, like, beat Nib. Well, I don't say multiple lines, multiple ways to get to their way to beat Nib, which is a Diva or a Minstrel. So, like, that's when you start getting issues. All right, well, sweet. That's actually, we'll take that. Let's go check out the deck here. So, 43 cards. So this is, go ahead and screenshot it, but essentially here's, like, your 3 Wanted, your 1 Witch, your Hallowed Azamina, your Deception, and then you have, is that right? Yeah, 3 of this, your Witch, your Hallowed, your Azamina, then you have, like, these 2 traps down here. Which I'm trying to think, did you play another, I guess OSS... Yeah, you played OSS when you played the engine, right? So yeah, because you played OSS, and then it was just one more card within that. So again, this is the same synergy right here. This card gets you into this. This is half of an Angelica, but this also baits interaction. And you're still playing the 1-card combo because you need to have a 1-card combo. I said earlier in the stream, I wish this card just specialed from the deck a level 4 lower Fire Warrior. That would have been so much better because it would make this one... This card's, like, insane. It's almost like maybe, like, a few experience points short of being a Neptibus level for the deck, but I can understand, like, maybe why, because this card literally does 2 things. It searches you things twice. Very much like Prince. You know, Prince, send Dragoons, add something, Dragoons effect add. This searches on summon, adds you Flame Swordsman card. When it gets into grave, dump Salamandra. Salamandra adds you Salamandra card. So, like, it's very much in the same level, but there's just no way to bridge. It's not a 1-card combo. You'd have to play this plus play more Renaults, more ways to Renault, and it's just, then you're a 2-card combo deck where you need to be a 1-card combo deck, so that's why Uppercutter is still a 1-card combo. And you potentially get into situations where you don't want to see this card, but then if you see this card, it's still half of an Angelica. It still works with everything else in your deck, which is kind of cool. You potentially could still play, I'm playing 2 Renault, but maybe you do play the Oliver. I cut Oliver because I found myself in the end phase. You're always going to add Malgius anyway. Unless, you know what I mean, your board should be good enough, especially insulated and through multiple layers, that you don't need to add, like, the targeting protection. But there is a world where you could still just play 1 Oliver for those weird chances when you do open this plus Uppercutter. So then you can search out Oliver to pitch this to get it into rotation to get yourself the Book of Moon. But it's all up to still, like, testing. But I wanted to play a lot, like, I think 15 non-engine is what I want to play. So you play 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 non-engine if you count the Holy Trinity, the Trinity of anti-hand traps, which is the cross out and stuff here. Nib and Effect Veiler might seem like poor choices this format, and they kind of are, but they're still high. Nib at the minimum is a high impact hand trap. But again, the same theory exists that this card, along going second with like any of like the equips and stuff like that, you have 2-card combos to get you into your 1-card combo, which is still pretty crazy. And that's what's the theory behind it, is I can steal this. But something to note for a lot of people who don't know this, old Infernoble guys, that Heritage of the Chalice is a 1-card combo going second. Just for you guys to know that, like, if you're able to like play through everything, as long as you have a monster on field, Heritage of the Chalice gets you as a 1-card combo. And then Effect Veiler, I showed it earlier, and when I was doing like some test hands with the IRL cards, that Effect Veiler plus literally Dark Flare Swordsman, or Effect Veiler plus like the Quick Play. If those are your only 2 cards, you have combo. So it's essentially what I'm saying is like the non-engine choices here, at least half of them, or like, you know, 6 of them have synergy or work with your with your deck. Almost had a stroke there. My bad. They work with your deck, and that's the synergy that I'm trying to get. You know, Imperm and Ash have no synergy with the deck. They're just good hand traps, right? Ash is here to hit the chummies, essentially. That's why this card will probably never see leave it. And no matter what type of deck you play, you will always probably have Ash Blossom to check the chummies. So then, like, Imperm's the next best hand trap, because it's Imperm, right? So then I'm the other non-engine, of course, you know, your combo deck, so you need to have the 3 Holy Trinity. And then you have Effect Veiler and Nib. Nib is bad now, essentially, because of Mitsurugi. But even then, if you time it, if you, like, depending on plays, if they already exhaust their names and stuff like that, you can go Nibiru, and you can smoke them. And then do remember, like, this card into the Habakiri, I think, the negate. If they force you to discard, you just discard the Nib. Which, I mean, hand-dependent, right? Sometimes you need the body, so that way you can go into your 1-card combo with using these cards. But if you open, like, Heritage of the Chalice, and they force you to discard, you just discard the Nib, and they don't, no token, they don't, you know... it's definitely weaker against Mitsurugi, but it's good against, like, everything else. And also, like, under the weird circumstances of that you draw Crossout Designator, you do have the answer to this card. Because I feel like this deck, outside of, like, unless it's a bad hand, mediocre hand and above, they can play through these soft hand traps pretty well. And what I mean by that is, the deck does have a bottleneck in the sense of Angelica, but that's where, like, if you play against someone who knows what they're doing, it's a bottleneck. But if you don't play against someone who knows what they're doing, they're going to throw everything they can at everything that moves. So literally, like frame 1, they're going to freaking hit Uppercutter. Then you plan on your extension, whether it be your Heritage of the Chalice, your Museums, your Durandals, you know, your 1-for-1, your Extenders, Rhoda, whatever it is, or your Flame Sword, because this right here is still can get you into something. It's kind of like I had to take a different approach to this list and view it as, when I go full combo, we still put up the Unbreakable board, but when we don't get to go full combo, our end board is still simplified in a way, because it's going to end on Angelica, which is going to be able to, if you went the Uppercutter route, to get your recursions with Dempsey, but you're ending on like 2 Book of Moons, right? So you're able to Book a Moon 2 monsters, which anything against a fusion deck is good. Like, you Book a Moon the Summon of Malice, can't link someone with the face down, can't XYZ with the face down, you know, like... So the 2 Book of Moons are really strong, and the fact that also Sword Dance will put out a body, in the sense of this guy here, also kind of facilitates, you know, being able to chum block damage and stuff like that. And this right here allows you for such a good follow-up in the terms of when both these traps are in rotation. On turn 3, you literally turn this guy, if he stays, into a Link Spider, and then you can banish the Chain to summon out the Ultimate Flame Swordsman. And then this card applies so much pressure as being a popping card, a time card as well. It inflicts 500 damage to your opponent. And it can close out games. So the theory's there. It's just, like I said, you don't want to see the 2 traps, but statistically speaking, you should not see the traps. You don't mind seeing Salamandra. It's not the best to see, but it's okay seeing, because it treats itself as an equip. So worst case scenario, you can equip it to any of these monsters that you combo with to go ahead and get your access to the trap. It pretty much just trades it out for the trap. And it's also a card that can trigger Angelica through your combo sequence, so you don't have to exhaust resources from your hand, which then allow you to play through more hand traps, establish better boards. This guy, you would rather see him, but if you see him, he's still half Angelica. He's still a solid normal summon. He just requires you to have access to a tuner. If he doesn't, and then he's still crazy, because still a normal summon, he's at least getting you a Book of Moon. Then you make Angelica, and then you pretty much, as soon as he goes to graveyard, he's getting you the 2nd Book of Moon with the ability to trigger Angelica without having to use your Museum to search one of the throwaway equips. Side deck, I think, again, I really am a big fan of the Fenrir and Riseheart side out for the Uppercutter and the Spar. I think that's insane to do. It removes the 1-card combo from the deck, but it's just like this 1-card combo doesn't do anything going second because you lose your battle phase. And since we're not playing the armor package, you don't have the ability to Spar removal like three cards in a way. But when you were playing the XYZ armor package, you could like do this, go into like Dark Knight Lancer. You could make Lancer, SP, and Charles would literally solve 3 cards, which was like kind of like equaled out the ability not to have the battle phase because of Spar. So it's like, that's okay. But when you're going now, like you don't have room to play that package because I don't think it's as good as like the Flame Swordsman. You just side these out and you just hope to go, you make your deck like insane. You hope that your hyper consistency is there to be able to do 2-card combos, so it's like these 3 cards come out. Then you take out these 2 cards here and trade them out for the traps. So then when you know you're going second, you can potentially bait everything you possibly can and then OTK with the Ultimate Flame Swordsman because he can punch for a lot of damage, especially if you get him equipped with the Flame Dragon. Our Noble Museum is activated and Salamander is equipped to him. That's literally like 9,200 damage or something like 10,400, something like that. It's huge because you whack into something and double its attack. And then not to mention you're popping something. So they're going to be at 75. Assuming they haven't paid anything, like Malice who pays like stuff. You can like become lethal with this by itself. So it's like a really good side out. And that's what I look for decks. And that's currently the only really good decks that I've seen or I've played that's have that has been Nobles and Mermail have like this, for me, like these perfect side out options. And then Salesman's in here because I've told you guys before. I saw Yassine made a video on it and I was on it before. This card is pretty cool because when you know you're going second, you just call a name of a card you know your hand can't beat, like Droll, Nibiru, etc. So then you just, or like when you're going second, you just literally call Detonator. You call Habakiri, you know, like you call, it's decent going second, is what I'm saying. It's not there for going second, it's there for more so going first. So when you know you're going first, you can literally side down like Ash, Imperm, and like Nib, or Ash, Imperm, Valor, and you can throw this card in. So then you have 6 cards. When you know that you're going first, you can, you know, these 3 cards will answer hand traps. You literally call the hand trap you can't beat, and you go that way. Lightning Storms, you know, it's pretty decent. Arguably, XYZ Encore, it's kind of like left over from when Pure Rise was a menace. So, like, this arguably could be put in as Lancia, because as you can see, like, we really don't have anything to answer Malice. So, like, these could be Lancias. Then like these could be like, you know, potentially Chaos Hunters, but you know, like Lancia Bells, and then that would work too. But it's, yeah, the side deck is where the tweaking is. But I know for sure that I have essentially, you know, 9 cards that translate over when post side deck, and that's really good. And then that 9 cards that leaves me essentially 6, you know, or 6 more cards that can be matchup dependent. You know, Detonator is like a huge issue against this deck because like everything, Detonator just starts popping stuff, and then you're getting hosed because of it's just, yeah, you just get hosed because everything you activate Detonator pops. So like you got to like solve the Detonator pretty early, and that's what these 2 cards potentially can do against Detonator. Malice, again, I feel like, you know, in Yu-Gi-Oh, regardless, right, if you're going second into a deck and you don't open no non-engine, you know, like, it doesn't really matter. So, like, it really truly depends on your, you know what I mean? Like, so if these cards are Lancias, like, I have to see Lancia in my opening hand. I don't want to need to draw it for turn, so it's almost like, I don't know. You would rather see something else. Like I said, Salesman is just something that's been on the top of my mind. The logic's there behind it, but again, like, Malice is such a horrendous matchup, and the fact that it's just so resilient that, you know, Lancias plus, like, some Bells could be, like, solid options. And I don't think... But then, like, again, you're facing against Mitsurugi Raizel. Like, what do you just hope that you're non-engine in the sense of Nib and Imperm, or Nib effectively Imperm Ash, like, check that? Do you, you know, like, and then, like, I've even, like, contemplated maybe you don't even do, like, these cards here. Maybe you just don't do these perfect side out cards here, and you literally just, you keep the 1-card combo. But it just feels so bad when you go second and you have to, like, play into a board and you can't out certain cards, so you're in the board, you're solving 2 cards, so you're combo sequencing. But you don't get a battle phase, and that's like where like Gearfried also can solve cards. So like I'm just really, I guess you have to like when the format becomes more, when the stuff comes out and the format becomes more developed, when you have to just test against it all, we got to figure out, you know, we got to figure it out and see what's more valuable, because 1 second, chat. Okay, so we can figure it out, because, you know, like I said, these cards are great going second, but this deck has always historically struggled to go second. The deck has always had like good and like it's always had that little umph with Gearfried, but it's, you know, Gearfried being able to go second. But prior to Isolde's ban, you know, the deck was okay because it didn't lose its battle phase. But now that this is like the only one card combo the deck has that's really fluent with all the other decks, like I said, man, like this is the reason why I enjoy fluidity in my decks, because like if this was like any other engine that you're playing, they wouldn't have no synergy with nothing else in your deck, whereas this card right here literally has synergy with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if you want to count 8, 9, 10, 10, like a fourth of your deck it has synergy with, where if these cards like were not Fire Warriors, it wouldn't have synergy with literally, I mean, given if you're playing Oliver, you can make it work, but then that's like a high pay, like, oh, I got to get Oliver. Oliver's going to pitch a card. I got a neg 1 to play with my deck, whereas this card literally is going to recur you grave resources as well, whereas it just has fluidity with Uppercutter. But again, to each their own personal preference. But yeah, this is it. I've been having a lot of success with it so far. Droll, that's the only bad thing, like I said, about hyper consistency, is that you do suffer from Droll. Like, the deck is super consistent, but Droll does exist. I mean, look, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Rhodas in a way, you know what I mean? The cool thing is this card, this right here, can help you not lose so bad to Droll. And that's why Baguska has to stay in the extra deck, is because of Droll. Because if you normal this right here, you search Spar and they throw Droll at you and you don't have, and like, you're like, maybe like best ideal scenario, right? Uppercutter plus all this non-engine. All the non-engine. Maybe let's just throw in one of the 2 traps. You know what I mean? Like, you open one of these things, you freaking get Droll, you make Baguska, you hope that your Baguska plus your non-engine can hold them back. Because you have a lot of one card starters, especially like when you're going first, you only have like a few lines to get to the 1 card combo. But when you go second, you get a little bit more because Durandal can equip to opponent's monster, so you get like a little bit more going stuff. Something else, I guess, like, so there's ways to this card too, without getting it. It's like literally Ricciardetto plus any of these cards. So there's like a 2 card combo that Ricciardetto plus this gets you to your Uppercutter. But anyway, guys, this is what we're gonna call stream here. I'm running a little bit late here, so please, thank you guys for watching. You guys stay safe. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I appreciate you guys coming, hanging out, just chilling, even though it was nothing but a lot of rambling and everything. I appreciate you guys hanging out. But you guys stay safe, stay healthy. Charles from Team COG signing out.